So I had this dream that I was in my parents' house and I was with my mother and the house was on fire.
Blush the cheeks, blush, rosy pink eyes, streak and black eyes,
I'm not concerned about my mother, I'm not concerned about
the apron on tight, in real times. The cook will begin. Cream that butter with a spoon, cream that butter till it's smooth. A cup of sugar in the bowl, a cup of sugar makes it sweet for you.
I've got to get out of the house, but I need to bring
oh, whip the cream to the peaks, to the peaks. Grease the tin slice with some oil. Grease the tin slice right out. I'm running nice and hard.
my mother were both just like taking our time.
Put it in.
And every time I look out the window, it's just like getting more and more fire. It's like flaming, and I know the whole house.
You like cake, sweet cream cake. You like raspberry jam. Well, I got all kinds of jam. Spread it nice and thick all over the cake. You think I'm overdressed? You think I'm overdressed?
Fire. And I kind of, as the dream goes on,
oh, lift the dress. Oh, lift the dress. Lift the dress.
When you're facing death, you don't fear death, and otherwise you think about living, right? So when if someone mentions death, for me it's life is more important. I don't know. It's just that's the way I see it. But
so it's more the loss, like
yeah. It's the loss of the other. It's it's the people you're missing. That's not part of your life anymore. And the people it's more. That is more the fear, I think. The fear of losing.
Yeah. Yep. That's interesting. So you don't fear death yourself.
No, no, no. No, it's a state of being, death. Right.
Yeah, well, I can relate to what Hélène says in terms of like probably my worst fear would be to lose my son. If he died unexpectedly before me, you know, you want them to die after.
Yeah.
Not before. And I think most people fear that. I do think though, like, I do think that we don't like to think about death in other ways too, like, well, death is part of life, obviously. It's the cycle of life, you know, and then things dying, decomposing, become life again, and right, there's this whole ecological aspect. And I think we're in this time when people like really don't want to see that death, right? Like the denial of, I guess it's in a really broad sense, the denial of the consequences of anything. I'm like really taking a leap here from like literal death of people, but like I feel like we're in this time where we're, you know, literally we're dying. The planet is it dying? It's sick, and we are part of that ecosystem, and the ways that human society has organized itself is very, it's lethal, right? It's fatal, right? We're actually killing our own ecosystems right now through pollution and all this stuff. And I do feel that a great part of humanity doesn't even want to see it, you know?
The loss, I think again, it's the loss for me, it's like really the loss of like species and
trees
and forests and coral and all of these things. So I think if it extends beyond humans into nature, which is really interesting point. Living for the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I feel end times a little bit, right? As you got from the things I said before. So I'm also like, just, you know what? This is I don't necessarily think I'm gonna have another life after this one. So I feel a certain urgency to make the most of it.
I think being an artist helps him transmitting to me to the end, because I saw him, I went to see him in the end, and you know, I spent 2 hours and he was there talking how I always knew him, you know, like I had always known him, like he was still transmitting things to me, you know, like it was, and I was saying, came out of there and I was saying, if I can be like that at my last moments, if I'm given that time, it's a wonderful way to leave.
Do you believe in that kind of thing, Hélène? Like that, you know, that there are people on the other side and you can speak with them, or no? You don't?
Well, I don't know. Since no, I don't. But you know, you were talking about dreams and things like that. Well, this experience I had myself 5 years ago was I had open a heart surgery. It's just like my aorta bursted and they couldn't find what it was, and they put me in a coma and all this. And while the ambulance were there, because I was in a Pilates class, I was outside at the School of Dance, and they came to me, and I was making all these jokes, and apparently my partner Rob, he was called to me, and I brought to the first hospital for an analysis of the situation. And you know, I wasn't aware at all about these things, but when people remind me what I said, you know, like they said, it's okay, we got it, she's going in surgery, it's going to be a real a real hard situation. Well, I was under the knife for 9 hours, 12. They had to bring me out of coma, and they didn't know what would happen, right? I mean, do you come out of it? Do you not? And Rob, I don't know, repeated this to me. Apparently, they said, okay, it's going to be tough. They put me in an ambulance and everything, and I was saying, way to go! I had a good life. I just remember saying this, and I remember that it was so true, like it was so true when I said it. And I wanted to say it to Rob so he wouldn't feel, bad about me passing.